You are currently listening to your one and only, most favorite, and much awaited podcast program. So keep tuning in to the most crucial chat in the world, the Vital Talks.
Today, guys, let us welcome the guidance counselor of the Sam's Oriental General Comprehensive High School or MOGS, Mr. Jasper Caneca.
Hello, good morning.
Sir, we're gonna ask you some questions, sir, about mental health related issues. Are we allowed to know a little background of yourself?
I am a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Psychology at Xavier. Tapos, after a couple of years, I took up my Master's in Guidance and Counseling at Capital University. I'm a guidance counselor for more than a decade already. And I'm already at 5 years here in MOGS. Previously, I worked with Lourdes College as well as Xavier University Grade School.
Okay, sir. For the question and answer portion, sir, are you ready?
Yes, go ahead.
For the first question, sir, have you ever known some students who became a victim of bullying before or up until now? If yes, how did you deal with it?
Yes, several over the past few years, in my 5 years here alone in MOGS, I've already met a lot of students who already experienced some form of bullying, whether it's verbal, physical, and emotional, in that psychological. So, how I dealt with this is I journeyed with most of the students. I asked them about their feelings, their bullies particularly, the reasons why they were bullied, or particularly the things that they thought is the reason for them being bullied in the first place. I've journeyed with them also in trying to find solutions, trying to find help, or trying to find ways in order to deal with certain things relating to that movie. Because in some of those cases, if not majority of those cases, the bullying is because of either their color or their facial, physical characteristics, or sometimes even their capability to be, their academic capability particularly. So that's where I journeyed with them. So I find solutions in those areas, such as if it's academic, where are their problems. In some cases, I communicated with their teachers, and to some, I also communicated with their parents concerning the problems of their son, their daughter. And in those ends, I journeyed with them and hope for the best that the solutions that we were able to find would be beneficial for them in the long run. So far naman, I would say around 80% or 85% of the ones I've taken care of are doing fine now already. And the 15% are, it's not saying that they're not doing fine, but it's either they're no longer with us here, some of, not because they're there, but they've transferred to a different school. Let me repeat that. They've transferred to a different school, or they got worse in certain cases and they decided to actually leave the school particularly.
So, what are the things that you usually do to the bullies?
Usually I have conversations with them as well concerning their reasons for bullying other people. I try to find areas in their lives in which might be the reasons why they're bullying other people. Because when it comes to a bullying scenario, even the bullies themselves might be also victims of bullying, whether their family or of their past lives. So therefore, they learn how to bully other people because they were bullied themselves, or they've seen other people being bullied. So I try to find conjecture where where we can find how to deal with them or help them in that area, because some of the bullies are also people who are themselves misinterpreted or not understood by other people. Other people, especially right now, sometimes they're also very, we call this, very in tune by our own feelings, and sometimes we are no longer understanding other people and how they're dealing with the situation. So we are very sensitive in that end. Sometimes, kasi kami, we are given small criticism. Criticism are supposed to be not entirely negative, though it may sound negative, may be considered early bullying in a sense, depending on how we receive it. Because in any verbal communications that we have, I believe, at least for verbal bullying, sometimes it's based on also the receiver, times that makes it a little bit either negative or positive. Because you can easily say, if a person would ask you, or a friend would ask you, do I look beautiful or do I look good wearing this dress? And if for you, you are a very honest person, you like to be honest to your friend, to your best friend particularly, and you think, and you look at to her and she does not look good at what she is wearing. Of course, as an honest person, you would say, no, you're not. Oh. But your friend can actually interpret it, oh, you're very negative friend. And wearing the form of bullying, it's a verbal bullying. And I feel so bullied already. So in that end, going back to the question, I try to also, in a way, journey with the bullies to find where we can actually help the person, and where we can actually ask for help from their parents as well as the entire class or the teachers.
And now for the most intriguing question, sir. Are you in favor of prioritizing mental health in our education system, and why?
I am very much happy to say that I am okay with I'm not saying priority particularly, but I am saying that it should be one of the things to consider, especially that your generation you're seeing trends in your generation that exhibit mental problems or weakness in emotional capability to be able to understand other people, to interact with other people, to communicate with other people about your own feelings, or to we have a terminology we call it, I forgot the word earlier, more or less it's to moderate our own thoughts, our thoughts. So I'm seeing that, so I am go with trying to implement mental health as part of education system in order to help the students cope with the situations that we are all undergoing right now, especially whether it's family life or school life or personal life, with going into relationships, whether it's friends, family, special relationships with boyfriend or girlfriend. Those things are very important to deal with right now, because before it was a conjuncture for students to look for ways in order to understand themselves, their gender particularly, or where they are in society or within their family. Now I believe it's more important and relevant for them to actually see themselves, who they want to be, or who they are right now, and who they wish to become, and find compromises and a way, a solution to find, to direct themselves to that expectations, particularly.
Well, next question, sir. Do you think there are downsides to it, and what are those?
To mental health, sometimes it's a personal observation, but it's not really a downside. It's more of a positive side, positive. Positive way. When we know about our mental health and we're able to moderate ourselves, it's more of we're able to understand certain aspects that usually we don't really focus on. Like, for example, understanding other people, or their ways, the way of thinking, and so on and so forth. So when we focus on our mental health and we learn about our mental health, we're also able to understand what people are also going through. We don't know each other's history, your family situation, or lifestyle. We see that people are rich, they're able to buy these things, they are wearing expensive clothes, and so on and so forth. Seemingly expensive clothes, but we don't know their situation, how they got to this point. So when we get more in tune to our own mental health, we get to understand and ask the right questions, particularly about the person. We don't go directly concluding that, oh, the person must be rich because that's an iPhone 14 and so on and so forth. We don't know how it reached to that point. The difficulty that came to that. The difficulty of the mother, the father, and so on and so forth. So it may be that they're not rich, but they have relatives who are rich and they gave them that tool. So it's not really them particularly, but it's their relatives. So that's only an example of another. It's not more on a negative thing, but it's more of a positive thing. Depends on how we understand our own understanding of that.
For how important is mental health in your own perception as a guidance counselor?
It's very, very important. Because as we see already, I believe you've already heard from the news, we have suddenly a rise of students, just like you, of course older than you, that committed suicide. And even in certain high schools, for the past few years, even before the pandemic, we're having students who are already committing suicides and so on and so forth. So there is a rise in a number. I don't know the number particularly, but seemingly there is a rise of students your age and younger, even younger, who are committing suicide to go through depression, go through different problems and so forth, and are feeling particularly to handle the problem. And therefore, I'm saying it's very, very important that we should have mental health and have good mental health, or what we call as mental wellness, in order to cope up with certain situations that we're having right now, especially in all of our difficulties, especially the rise of oil prices, food prices, and other commodities.
What advice do you usually give to the victims or to those students who are struggling with their mental health?
I usually, before I usually say be positive, but these days I seem to be telling them that their life is in their hands. My doors are always open for communications. If you need to talk with someone, you need help, my doors are always open. Not only for you, but for other students. So that you would be able to express and you would help in my office or in the office. And that end, all of your teachers will also have their doors open for you. So you are not alone. You are not alone in your struggle because you have many others who are struggling just the same as you are. So I'm not going to say stay positive, but stay living in the present. So it's a long statement, but more or less I go with that. Stay living and stay alive, stay in the present. Because that's all we can do right now, the present. So the future pa yun.
We're beyond grateful, rather, for responding, sir. Thank you for sparing us a portion of your time.
You're welcome.
You just listened to one of the most controversial, interesting, and much awaited episodes in podcasting history. We hope that you learned something today. Have a great day and don't miss our next episodes. Only here on The Vital Talks. See ya!